finishing up fossil fuels, nuclear energy, and now we are on renewable energy. The different types of renewable energy that we're going to talk about in this chapter are solar, wind, hydropower, geothermal, tidal, electrolysis and fuel cells, biomass, and ocean temperature energy conversion. So starting out with solar, there are different types of solar energy. And when we talk about solar energy, we talk about direct solar energy, because we'll talk about indirect later, where it's energy from the sun, but it goes to something first, then we use it. With direct solar energy, we've got passive, active, photovoltaic, sun tracking mirrors, and solar thermal energy systems. The advantages to using solar power is that sun basically is always there, for the most part, as long as we're here. And it's dispersed over the Earth entire surface, so it's not concentrated in certain areas. So it is not concentrated in certain areas. Even though you can get solar energy anywhere on the Earth, there are certain places that have more solar energy than others. And based on this map in the United States, where can you find more solar energy? Yeah, here in the Southwest. Southwest tends to get more solar energy. And where we have a lot of solar farms are here in the Southwest. So the first type of solar energy we're going to look at is passive solar energy. And passive solar energy is without any mechanical devices to capture this. And it works kind of like a greenhouse. So if you think of a greenhouse, how that works, this is basically passive solar energy. And what you're going to do is, it's just about how you build your house and to how to capture that solar radiation. So a couple ways here we've got highlighted is south-facing windows. If we've got their sun here, and since we're in the northern hemisphere, the sun's always in the south. Summer it's a little bit higher than it is in the winter. So you've got south-facing windows. You can also have containers of water to trap that heat next to your house. You're going to want on the north side insulation, high insulation, so that heat doesn't dissipate. And then also insulated north roof, your roof and attic very highly insulated. You can also have insulated drapes and window shades, thick stone floors. Let's look at a couple other here. To where you have those water containers, a glass area, so that heat can come in and store, and it radiates then throughout your house. So this is passive solar energy, capturing the sun without any mechanical devices used to produce electricity. It's just kind of making your house so it captures energy from the sun the best. And now we have active solar heating, where we are having mechanical devices that transfer heat throughout the house. So like you can have these water containers in your house that distribute heat or water through, and the water then at the roof can capture that heat, and then the warm water is passed down. And this can supply your warm water for showers or the faucet. And it's really used for, its main purpose is for heating water. Sometimes you can notice this on people's house that they have, and it looks like a black panel. And a lot of people use this for swimming pools, to heat their pools. Another type of direct is photovoltaic, and this is the ones that the solar panels where they have like a bluish color, and they look like they have these wafers or combs in them, almost like a honeycomb. And this converts sunlight directly into electricity. And the wafers are these crystalline silicates that are treated with metals that absorb solar radiation and generate electricity. PV is abbreviation for photovoltaic, are become more economically feasible to produce and use over the past 25 years. So they've become much cheaper. And you look over here with this diagram. So far, when we talked about energy production, we've talked about how we get something to spin. Well, photovoltaic is one of those ones that is one of the things that doesn't require something to spin. So you'll notice that I say almost everything, all we have to do is get something to spin, we can generate electricity. Well, with solar energy, it knocks photons, knock off electrons in these crystalline structures that when one is knocked off, they fill in that gap really fast, so it causes the electrons to continually move to fill in those gaps, causing a flow of electrons. So that's how you generate electricity with photovoltaic. So it's almost a flow of electrons. And we will be watching a Tim and Moby on photovoltaic, on how they generate electricity with sunlight. Another active direct solar energy is the sun tracking mirrors that focuses the light on one point. And you can see these mirrors down here. They are all pointing the sun towards this center point. And what's at this center point is some type of liquid like water or oil. And when it gets hot enough, it boils and turns into steam. And then that steam is rushed past a turbine that then spins a generator to generate electricity. Very much like coal and nuclear power. And these also can be called solar power towers. The last type of direct active solar energy, one that we'll look at, is the solar thermal energy systems. They're mirrors that also focus on a center area, but it's on these pipes. So you can see how this ramp, all the light is then deflected to this little pipe in the middle that contains some type of oil. And then that oil then is rushed through all the way to somewhere where it has water, then the water is boiled, it creates steam, same situation. And you can see a field here of these solar thermal energy systems. And they are more efficient than other solar techs because they concentrate the sun's energy. And you can see this other type here that concentrated here at the center point, that then causes some type of oil to boil, and then that's transferred through, and that heat is then transferred to water to make steam, and so on.